What's happening, everybody? So, in my travels today, up in Maine, I went into a random antique store, and it just so happens that they had this little Jonsered chainsaw. They had no information on it other than when I pulled it over, it had compression. That's all I could tell you. I paid a little bit more than I wanted to for it, unfortunately, but it was just such a cool looking saw. I've been looking for one that style for a while that I had to grab it. So, will it start? All right, well, here it is, back at the house here. You can tell I'm not in my normal shop, up at my dad's. But I might have paid a little too much for this thing. They claim that it did run. I tried to start it in the parking lot, couldn't get it to go. Seems like it's got good compression. So, yeah, let's go ahead and tear into it and see if we can figure out the problem. I also grabbed all these on this trip. The little two there is leaking. But the rest of they all have good compression. They're all going to run. So hopefully there'll be another couple videos on these. All right, well, as per usual, let's go ahead and check and see if it's got spark. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's a beautiful spark. So that's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of fuel down the old spark plug hole there. And we're going to crank it over and see if she wants to fire up. And if not, then we'll have to look into other things. So on pretty much every other chainsaw, you got this little button here. I believe that's supposed to lock the throttle on to make it a little bit easier to start. Well, this button is completely seized. So I'm going to go ahead, put some penetrating oil on that, and tap it a couple times with a rubber mallet and just see if we can get that to move. If we can get that to move in and back out, ideally, then I think we might be able to get this thing running pretty quick. All right, so let's, a little bit of lubricant on there, nothing too crazy. And we'll go ahead and tap on it and see if we can get it to move. All right, well, tapped on it, got it to move a little bit, pressed it in by hand a little bit too far. So now we're gonna have to split this handle and get in on it on the other side. Thankfully, this handle looks pretty easy to take apart. Just a couple of Allen head bolts and pull it apart. Well, the handle's split. We got it soaking in some PB Blaster right now. I went ahead and took the top cover off here just to get a better look at the insides, and she's a little dirty. But choke setup is really easy. The throttle setup is super easy on it. It literally is just a piece of rod right here that pushes on a little lever in the back there to open and close the butterfly. Super easy. This thing's come apart really easy so far. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe heat this up a little bit, see if we can get this to move freely. We can put it back together and see if she wants to run. All right, well, in this clip, I'm pretty much just showing how the throttle lever assembly works. It's pretty simple. You got that top button there. You got to press that down in order to actually move the throttle. And then you got the little peg on the side there. That pretty much just puts it at a high idle almost, so that when you choke it, you put it on a little bit of a high idle, and it'll actually start up a little bit easier. It's a pretty cool little setup. This is a pretty standard thing for a lot of these saws, but while it was split, I figured I'd show it to you guys. Well, everything's back together. Everything seems to be working the way that it should. So let's go ahead and get this handle bolted back up, and we'll see if we can start it. See if she wants to start. There we go. Come on. Oh yeah, she wants to run. All right, I think it needs a carb clean. All right, well, next we're gonna take this top part back off and pull the carburetor out, clean it. No guarantees that it runs while I'm up here, just because I might have to order a carb kit. I'm also gonna check and see how much fuel's in there, what the fuel smells like. When I checked it at the antique store, it smelled fine and it looked like there was plenty, but you never know. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that, and we'll get into it. All right, so did a just super quick little carb clean there. Flushed out the tank, put some fresh gas in there. So let's go ahead and see if she wants to run. Oh, okay, let's try that, no choke. Little throttle maybe. Wow, that's good. And the kill switch works. Nice. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and order a new air filter for this machine. Also clean out all the crap in there. But it's a pretty good runner. I'm actually kind of surprised. They said that they didn't know how long it had been sitting when it last ran. Didn't know anything about it. So I was kind of just buying it because I really like the Jonsered saws. I only have I have 3 other ones at home. So I was really excited to see this and pick it up. It runs real nice. So I'm going to go ahead, put the old air filter back in there just for now. And then I'm going to get some automotive cleaners and wax and try and wax this thing up nice. And I'll show you guys the finished product here in a few minutes. All right, well, there you have it. There's the Jonsered, however you say that, 52, all nice and cleaned up. I don't have the same products I do at home, so couldn't quite get it as nice and shiny. But it cleaned up real nice. Still got the tag on it, 125 bucks. I'd say that's worth it. Very, very nice little saw. Funny thing is, you know, I mess around with these saws just like I mess around with the garden tractors. And funny thing is I really rarely ever use chainsaws. I'm just buying these just to become a little more familiar with two-stroke stuff. But I have a feeling this might be my go-to chainsaw from now on. It starts really easy. It runs really good. It just has a good feeling in the hand. So very happy with my purchase. And there you guys go. Another Will It Start video.